Without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish. Denzel Washington. I say luck is when an opportunity comes along and you're prepared for it. Denzel Washington. You pray for rain. You gotta deal with the mud too. That's a part of it. Denzel Washington. Life doesn't hand you success. It hands you opportunities and then tests whether you have the courage to hold on when everything inside you says give up. This video, this journey, is about something deeper than motivation. It's about remembering who you are when the world tries to make you forget. There are moments in life when everything becomes quiet, moments when the noise of the world fades away, and you're left alone with a single question. Is this really who I'm meant to be? Most people run from that question. They bury it under routine, distraction, fear, and comfort. But deep down, there's a version of you that's still alive, waiting, knocking on the door of your heart saying, "Let me out. Let me become who we were meant to become." You weren't born average. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to simply exist. Somewhere along the way, you got hurt. Someone told you that you couldn't do it. A failure made you doubt yourself. A mistake made you feel unworthy. A setback convinced you maybe you're not meant for greatness. But let me tell you something truthfully, honestly, unfiltered. Your story isn't over. You're still breathing. You still have time. You still have a purpose. Every great person you admire had a moment when their life was falling apart. And that moment became their beginning. Not because things magically changed, but because they did. And right now, this is your moment. The moment you stop waiting. The moment you stop hesitating. The moment you stop apologizing for wanting more. The moment you stop shrinking yourself just to make others feel comfortable. Today, you choose YOU. This chapter of your life begins with a decision to rise, no matter how heavy the world feels. Because the weight you're carrying, it's not meant to break you, it's meant to build you. Every scar you have is proof that you made it through something that was designed to destroy you. Every tear you've shed watered the ground you're about to grow from. Every disappointment was shaping the version of you that will one day inspire thousands. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are becoming. And becoming takes time. Denzel Washington once said something powerful. Fall down 7 times. Get up 8. That's it. That's the formula. That's the secret. That's chapter 1 of your comeback story. Get back up. Because the strongest version of you is not the one who never falls. It's the one who refuses to stay down. And if you're listening to this right now, I want you to feel this in your bones. The life you want is still possible. The future you dream of is still possible. The person you want to become is still possible. But you must take the first step. And after that step comes another. And after that comes 1,000 more. Not all at once. Just one at a time. This is chapter 1. The chapter where everything starts to change. Not because the world becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Pain changes people, not because it destroys them, but because it reveals them. You don't discover who you truly are on the good days. You discover it on the days when breathing feels like lifting a mountain. On the days when you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back. On the days when your heart is heavy and your hope is thin. But here's the truth you must hold on to. Pain is not punishment. Pain is preparation. Think about your life for a moment. Every time you've grown, every time you've evolved, every time you've stepped into a stronger version of yourself, it happened because something pushed you, something stretched you, something hurt you, and in that hurt, something awakened. People love to say, pain makes you stronger, but the reality is deeper. Pain makes you pay attention. You start noticing what matters. You start noticing what doesn't. You start noticing who's real, who's temporary, and who's worth holding on to. Pain teaches you the lessons comfort would never bother to show you. Because comfort whispers, You're fine where you are, but pain screams. You were made for more. You don't have to like the pain, but you must respect what it turns you into. Every heartbreak taught you how to love better. Every betrayal taught you how to see people clearly. Every failure taught you how to rise with strategy instead of emotion. Every closed door redirected you to one that was meant to open. And the moments that felt like the end of your life, they were actually the beginning of your strength. Someone once asked, "Why does life keep testing me?" And the answer is simple. Because life is preparing you for a chapter you can't see yet. Look at the most powerful people in the world. Not the richest, but the strongest, the most resilient, the most unshakable. Every one of them carries a story soaked in pain. And if you listen closely to their stories, you'll hear one message repeated again and again. If I hadn't been broken, I would have never discovered how strong I am. This is the truth people don't tell you. Strength is not born from ease. Strength is born from endurance. Think about Denzel Washington's words. You pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. Everybody wants the rain, the blessings, the breakthroughs, the opportunities, the success. But nobody wants the mud. Nobody wants the struggle. Nobody wants the nights full of doubt and the mornings full of fear. But you are different. If you're watching this, or listening to this, or reading this right now, it's because the fire inside you burns louder than the fear outside you. You have survived things you didn't think you'd survive. You have carried weights you didn't think you could carry. You have walked through storms you thought would drown you. Yet here you are, not defeated, evolving, not broken, rebuilding, not done, just getting started. Your pain didn't stop your story, it shaped it. And someday, sooner than you think, you will look back at the battles you're in right now and say, "That is the moment I discovered my strength." Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your turning point. Because when everything burns, the only thing left standing is the real you. And that version of you, the version built from struggle, the version forged in fire, the version strengthened by storms, that version can face anything that comes next. This chapter isn't about avoiding pain. It's about understanding it. It's about learning to turn your suffering into strategy, your wounds into wisdom, your heartbreak into hunger, your setbacks into power. This is the chapter where you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start saying, "What is this trying to teach me?" Because life isn't testing you to break you, it's testing you to build you. So don't run from the pain. Don't numb it. Don't silence it. Don't hide it. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it shape you. Let it sharpen you. Because the strongest weapon in the world is a human being who turned their pain into their purpose. Understood? Continuing exactly where we left off. Here is chapter 3 of your cinematic motivational script. Say, continue, again for chapter 4. There is a battle happening inside you every single day. Not a battle with the world, not with circumstances, not with the people who doubt you, but with the voice inside your own mind. You know the voice I'm talking about, the one that whispers, maybe you can't do it, maybe it's too late, maybe you're not good enough, maybe you should give up. That voice is powerful, not because it tells the truth, but because it speaks your fears. And fear has a way of sounding convincing. Most people lose their battles before they even begin, not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, not because they lack intelligence, but because they lose the battle in their mind. They let fear speak louder than potential. They let doubt speak louder than destiny. They let insecurity speak louder than identity. But here is the truth you must remember. Your mind is a battlefield, and the world will not change until your thoughts do. You can't win outside if you're losing inside. You can't build a new life with the same old thoughts. You can't become the strongest version of yourself while still believing the weakest version of your doubts. Think of the people you admire. The leaders, the achievers, the fighters, the legends. None of them woke up every day feeling confident. None of them walked through life without fear. None of them had a perfect mindset from the beginning. They struggled, they doubted, they questioned themselves, but they kept going anyway. And that's what makes them powerful. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward while fear tries to hold you back. Discipline is not built on motivation. Discipline is built on doing what must be done, even when motivation disappears. Strength is not built in comfort. Strength is built when you choose to rise, even while that voice inside you says, "Stay where you are." You see, there are two versions of you living inside your mind. The version shaped by fear, and the version shaped by possibility. One wants to stay safe. The other wants to grow. One wants comfort. The other wants progress. One wants excuses. The other wants transformation. And every day, in every choice you make, in every thought you allow, you are feeding one of them. If you feed fear, fear grows. If you feed strength, strength grows. The greatest victories of your life will not come from defeating others. They will come from defeating the version of yourself that keeps holding you back. You must learn to talk to yourself instead of listening to yourself. When you listen to yourself, you hear your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, your past mistakes. But when you talk to yourself with power, with truth, with clarity, with faith, you remind your mind who you actually are. You say things like, "I've survived worse. I'm stronger than I think. I am not my past. I am not my fear. I am capable. I am becoming. I deserve to rise."